Hello everyone, my name is Spring Tigress and I am back for another episode of the Saints Pro Wrestling Local to Global Challenge in TEW 9. As you can see, during the last month of December, there's a bigger spike in our finances compared to the months before, largely due to the increase of our sponsorships and merchandise sales, as well as the fact that I stopped upgrading the merchandise. So I'm going to stick to not upgrading the merchandise anymore for a while to see how much more that'll help with our financial problems. I know about the money troubles, but I also do want to help Saints Pro Wrestling's popularity get up faster to be able to advance. Since we're in the third in-game year for this challenge, I want to just kind of speed up the process for a bit for the popularity boost. So I'm going to change the monthly schedule to bi-weekly just to see how it goes. If it gets to the point where we're going to lose a serious amount of money, like go bankrupt, I'm going to switch it back to the monthly schedule. But for now, I just think it's the best move right now to really get the popularity boost up, get to the next promotion size for this challenge, and hopefully get more opportunities. And besides, I also think the bi-weekly schedule will help with some of these wrestlers having the morale issues or being left off of shows. I have thought about hiring another person just to finally get 16 people on the roster, but right now I'm just not sure who to hire yet. Like, do I want someone with some popularity and can be a draw, or do I want another rookie? I'll just worry about that later. Lulu Pencil right in the mood backstage after doing several funny cartoon drawings of her colleagues. Oh, that's very cute. Apparently the pair of Adraza Giant Panda and Mia Minoto have been hanging out a lot recently. Okay, she's trying to be friendly with the owner of the company. I see it. Let's just do some more team bonding for the first show of the year. The relationship between MJ Jenkins and Chris Danger has become stronger. The relationship between you and Laney Luck has worsened. What? How? The relationship between Brittany Blake and Enter Amada has worsened. Maybe I need to stop doing team bonding exercises. We open the show backstage where we have Envy Young cutting a promo while Denny D'Amato is standing right next to him, basically making it clear that they're going to beat Laney Luck and Mio Momoto later tonight when they face each other in a tag team match. 41 rating. Envy Young is clearly enjoying the freedom of going off screen perform well. This angle got the crowd hotter and got the show off to a strong start, as it should. And the crowd is hot and rising right now. So good job. I mean, this is a little lower for Envy Young promo standards, but not every promo of his is going to be in the 50s or 60s. Following that, we had our opening match, which had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Anthem Amada defeated Space Monkey in 15 minutes and 28 seconds by pinfall. The match was designed so that the wrestlers could go out and try to steal the show. And they did a pretty good job. The crowd at the end was hot. The wrestling rating was 43. The crowd rating was 19. And the segment rating overall was 46. Anthem Amada had an in-ring performance of 38. And Space Monkey had an in-ring performance of 47. And the match got the crowd buzzing. So great job, you two, on doing exactly what I wanted you guys to do, which is just have a hot opening match. And about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling. Adraza Giant Panda defeated Eileen Jerkowitz in 4 minutes and 54 seconds by pinfall Adraza Press. The match was designed to tell a specific story. Crowd heat at an unclear, Jesus Christ. Wrestling rating 14. Crowd rating 7. Segment rating 4. Oh my god. This might be worse than the match the Panda had with Boom Har. It didn't. The Panda had an in-ring performance of 16 and Eileen had an in-ring performance of 13. The sad thing is, I booked this one. I just wanted a filler match after booking the other two matches, because I had pre-booked those, and this one was just, let's just get something on the show. And also, I wanted to give Eileen reps because she's one of the rookies. I probably made I made a mistake having it be against as a Giant Panda, because, I mean, granted, he needs reps too to improve in the ring, but so does she. Like, I'm trying to give the rookies as much reps. I want to take advantage of bi-weekly schedule to also get the rookies a match on the show to get them more reps up, improving the ring. Sorry, Eileen. I picked the worst possible pick for you to have a match against for this. In an average 1 minute angle after the match, we saw Andraza Giant Panda and Eileen shake hands afterwards. Absolutely awful. His improvised dialogue was a complete... I thought I clicked for it to be scripted, but okay. Yeah, language barrier. The segment rating was 21. won. So it was better than the match as a whole. So I gotta take what I can get. And a wild brawl that had superb wrestling and good crowd heat for our main event, Envy Young's Cult. That is a placeholder. Damn it, I forgot to give them an actual name. Envy Young and Danny D'Amato defeated Mio Momono and Laney Luck in 15 minutes and 24 seconds when Envy Young pinned Laney Luck following interference from Crowbar. She's Laney Luck, not Laney Good Luck. She was the weak link, struggled to keep up with everyone else's performances. Yeah, that other match killed the crowd. And Laney Luck had an in-ring performance of 27. Let's see, Man Monono had an in-ring performance of 57. Danny DeMato had an in-ring performance of 37. And Envy Young had an in-ring performance of 65. At the end, warming up. Wrestling rating, 47. Crowd rating, 25. And the segment rating was 44. Yeah, this probably would have gotten a better rating if it wasn't for that the match before it. But hey, these guys did a very good job. Yeah, overall segment rating of 39. And I'm gonna blame it purely on this match itself. I'm not even gonna blame it on the post-match angle. That match definitely killed it. The highlight of the show. The show increased our popularity in one region. Yeah, let's give her some encouragement. Because let's be real, it was the owner's fault just as much as hers. I think that's the right thing to do for Eileen here. And you know what? Let's compliment Athra Amada as well. Okay, she seemed pleased. And he seems pleased. That's good. Merchandise, only 100 workers. What the hell? Was higher than usual. Merchandise was not as much. Overall loss was $83. Jesus Christ. Probably because I did a tag match at the end of the shows. That's probably why the workers cost more. I mean, it's not the worst financial loss I've had for one of these shows. Oh, look at that. From 14 to 15. We're slowly getting there. Slowly getting to the next size. Let's see here. They feel you're too small to be of use. This is why it's important for us to get to the next size, so I can do those kind of relationships with these other companies. The Chaco Pro, we have a neutral opinion of each other. New Japan Pro Wrestling currently have a quite positive opinion of Saints Pro Wrestling. That's definitely something we can take advantage of in the future. We just need to get bigger. Noah does as well. Wrestling Eve has a mild positive opinion of Saints Pro Wrestling. Fair enough. ROH has a quite positive opinion. Sendai Girls has a mildly positive opinion of us. Tokyo Joshi also does. And Stardom currently have quite a positive opinion of us. After Amada still has morale issues from me. My god, you were just on the recent show. Come on. She's still mad at that. Oh my god. That show was 2 months ago. I thought this would fix this problem. Boom Harden is. You know what? I'll give Boom Harden that one. I thought this would make this better, but it's actually making it more annoying. Damn. I left her off that many shows? Okay. Fair enough. Let's try the H2O Wrestling Center. Locker room incidents. Mio Momono came to you backstage with an idea for a creative finish. It has been automatically added to your stored creative ideas. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, that's it. Let's actually just not address the locker room this month. The show begins with a great 5-minute angle that took place backstage with Chris Danger cutting a promo and hyping Brittany Blake up for her match that's literally going to start right after this promo. In fact, it ends with Brittany Blake walking to Gorilla to make her entrance for her match. You see, the crowd is hot and rising, and the segment rating was 44. So good job to these two. The angle got the crowd hotter and got the show up to a strong start. And following that, we have our opening contest. And about to have great wrestling and good heat. Brittany Blake defeated Space Monkey in 13 minutes and 30 seconds by submission with a bad omen. And the match was designed so the crowd can go out and try to steal the show. The crowd was hot at the end of it. Wrestling rating 42, crowd rating 20, and the overall segment rating was 45. Yeah, Brittany Blake had an in-ring performance of 40, and Space Monkey had an in-ring performance of 44. Chris Danger did some good work at ringside as usual, and the match got the crowd buzzing. Great job, you guys. And the token steal the show matches constantly seem to be delivering, so I need to keep doing them. It's just a matter of having to keep track of the right wrestlers to put in those types of matches, especially with how much more taxing on the stamina they are. Okay, following that, we had the rookies. And a wild brawl that had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Eileen Jerkowitz actually got the the pin on Bailey Waterman in 5 minutes and 56 seconds with a roll-up. Good for her. The crowd was still hot at the end of it, so this one didn't drag the crowd down. Wrestling rating was 21. Crowd rating was 5. Segment rating was 23. Still much better than the match she had on the previous show. Bailey Waterman had an in-ring performance of 30, while Eileen had one of 12. I mean, she is showing improvement. I can't really dismiss her for that. And the only way she's going to get better is to get more reps and get more experience. So good job, you two. At least good job for the rookie standards. And then following that, we had a very good 5-minute promo from Envy Young hyping up Danny D'Amato and Crowbar, and especially Crowbar, who's going to be having a match with Lady Luck in our main event. You see, the crowd was white hot by the end of it. Good job. And the segment rating was 39, though. And that's weaker than Chris Danger's promos. Like, I wonder what's going on that's causing the segment ratings for Envy Young to get lower. In a decent match for our main event contest, Lady Luck defeated Crowbar in 10 minutes and 12 seconds by pinfall with a Death Party driver. The crowd was very hot. It didn't show the wrestling rating was 30. The crowd rating was 19. I thought it would be a bit higher, but the overall segment rating was 33. Yeah, Lady Luck had an in-ring performance of 32, and Crowbar had an in-ring performance of 28. Okay, so maybe Brittany Blake and Space Monkey should have gotten the main event instead of this match. This match had a blatant setup from the last show. That's why I made it go ass. 36. I think that was worse than the last show. The show creates our popularity in one region. Yeah, we were able to, in the center, we got 120 people. So we didn't sell out that arena, but we got more people than the last show. I mean, the rookie match was the weakest match, but I expected it to. That was the get rookies reps on the show match. And I kind of need to do that. If I'm going to keep hiring rookies and invest in them, I got to invest in them by giving them some level of reps. The stuff with Brittany Blake and Chris Danger were easily the best parts of this show. So I'm definitely going to keep note of that. We're going to compliment Brittany Blake and Chris Danger. And they both seem pleased, as they should be. Let's see this. Ticket sales, $1,080. So we're getting more than the previous show. The merchandise, $120. Workers. Okay, that's cheaper. Show cost, $285. Marketing. I just say merchandise. Marketing, $75. Overall profit, $260. So we are making more money. So I guess I'm gonna stay with that arena in the future. Finally graduate from the battleship. Yeah, I mean, our popularity just went up with the previous show. So I'm not going to blame it not going up as soon after it just did. Oh, Lady Luck's at number 3 instead of Brittany Blake. I mean, I guess featuring her in a couple main events will do that. And for now, we're going to stay at the H2 Wrestling Center. No locker room incidents. Okay, address the locker room. Let's do it. Chris Danger, MJ Jenkins, Anthony Ramada, Boom Harden, and Brittany Blake all got to air out their issues and get a small morality boost. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't lead to some serious consequences later. And the opening for the show, we have Danny D'Amato cutting a promo on Lady Luck, boasting about he's gonna defeat her in the match later tonight. Crowd was high and rising. The segment rating was 59. There we go. He's back. So it's a success. This angle got the crowd hotter and got the show off to a strong start. In a superb match, MJ Jenkins defeated Ather Amada in our opening contest in 14 minutes and 40 seconds by pinfall with the Widow's Peak. And they went out to steal the show. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. You see, the crowd was still hot. The wrestling rating was 39. Crowd rating was 27. And the segment rating was 39. MJ Jenkins had an in-ring performance of 39. And Ather Amada had an in-ring performance of 40. That's good for these two. The bout dragged in the middle with a lack of flow being noticeable. These two might have like low in-ring psychology or something. But it still got the crowd buzzing. Next time I'll just shave it down to like 13 minutes. And then following that, we had Lulu Pencil cutting a backstage promo to hype up her match. And then when the promo ended, she walked through the curtain to make her entrance for her match. The crowd was still hot. Segment rating was 36. No specific comments to be made about this segment. Well, she did her thing. She didn't screw anything up, so I'll take it. In a decent match, Boom Harden defeated Lulu Pencil in 9 minutes and 8 seconds by submission. Oh, well, look at you, Boom Harden. You're learning submissions now. The match was designed to tell a specific story. The crowd is still white hot. The wrestling rating was 23. Kind of expected that from these two. Crowd rating was 8. Jesus Christ. And the overall segment rating was 26. Boom Harden in-ring performance of 17. Hey, Boom Harden is continuing to improve. Lulu Pencil had an in-ring performance of 20. 29. Boom Harden was rusty, but that was soon go away once he's got a few matches under his belt. Okay, noted. The issue here is how little Boom Harden's been booked. I mean, the match got the crowd hotter, so definitely going to keep these two having more matches on the shows, even if it's not against each other. Especially since I want to shake that ring rust off of Boom Harden. And in our main event match, which was a wild brawl that had great wrestling and good heat, Envy Young defeated Lady Luck in 14 minutes and 43 seconds by submission after blatantly cheating. Basically he took the padding off of one of the in the corners. He took off one of the pads and then threw Lady Luck into it, so her head hit the metal part, and then he locked her into submission. The crowd was very hot. The wrestling rating was 42, crowd rating was 24, and the segment rating was 49. Envy Young had an in-ring performance of 57, and Lady Luck had an in-ring performance of 26. Yeah, maybe a wild brawl with Lady Luck wasn't the best thing, but it was an Envy Young match, and the product demands at least one match be a wild brawl, and not a lot of the roster is very skilled at that, so I gotta take what I can get. Overall, it was a good match. Good job, you two. The overall rating was 42, with Envy Young being the highlight, of course, so things are back to normal. The show increased our popularity in one region. The fans were disappointed that no storylines were furthered. What? Yes, there was. We did have one person less in attendance than the show before it, but this was a better show overall. I mean, we're learning a lot of lessons here, you know. Trying to give the rookie reps comes at a cost. If I want someone like Boom Harden to improve, I can't go months without putting him in a match, because then he'll get ring rust, and then I gotta have the rust shaken off for him to become more decent. Hey, that's the part of playing this. Learning. Yeah, let's glaze Envy Young. And you know what? Let's be encouraging let's give Boom Harden some encouragement. Ticket sales. Okay, merchandise is going up, and workers' cost and show costs around the same, and overall profit $313. So we are making more money. So we're officially going to graduate from the battleship to the H2O arena for now, until further notice. Popularity, yeah, it's not going to bounce up, but we just went up from 15 to 16 earlier this month. In the month of January in 2027, Saints Pro Wrestling had a total profit performance of $2,621. It is probably the most revenue the company has made so far. A big reason for that is the big boost in ticket sales. Let's see, our sponsorship went up a bit, but not that much of a noticeable difference. Yeah, merchandise has definitely gone up. Yeah, workers' cost has also gone up, but we ran 3 shows that month. But hey, merchandise and ticket sales are also going up. This was a great month for Saints Pro Wrestling. After seeing this, I think I'm going to keep the bi-weekly shows going. And now we got Kirsten Flores signed. And now we got Billy Gibson as well. Kirsten Flores failed to show up for a scheduled meeting. Oh, that's easy. I'm finding her. And she's happy with this action. Oh, these rookies are causing trouble over it. Troublemaker. Positive impact. Okay, nothing else. And I have no interest in addressing the law. And our opening contest for the show, it was about that good heat, good wrestling, and decent reaction from the crowd. Space Monkey defeated Chris Danger in 10 minutes and 7 seconds by pinfall with a tail whip. Nice. The crowd at the end was hot and rising. The wrestling rating 36, crowd rating 17, and overall segment rating 41. So good job for these two. Space Monkey had an in-ring performance of 45, and Chris Danger had one of 27. So Chris Danger is also improving in the ring since gaining more muscle. So good for him. The match got the show off to a strong start and got the crowd hotter. Doing that, we had Chris Danger cutting a promo. Basically, he was throwing a temper tantrum and then screaming in a microphone how it wasn't fair and how Space Monkey must have cheated. A loser like Space Monkey doesn't win matches. He had to have cheated to win. But we all know he's lying. He lost fair and square and is just throwing a temper tantrum. You see, the crowd was hot at the end and the segment rating was 39. Chris Danger struggled with going off script. Weird, because so sometimes he does well without a script and sometimes he struggles with a script. I'll have to keep paying attention to that. And then, following that, we had a wild brawl that had superb wrestling and great heat where Mio Momono defeated Danny D'Amato in 8 minutes and 25 seconds by pinfall with a fast roll-up. Yeah, the crowd was hot. The wrestling rating 47, the crowd rating 27, and the overall segment rating was 44. Yeah, see, Mio Momono had an in-ring performance of 60. Of course she did. While Danny D'Amato had one of 34, and she has a strong connection with the young female demographic who really liked her winning. So overall, very good. And Miyu Momono kind of showing why she's currently the holder for #1 when it comes to the franchise player thing. Envy Young, you may be better at promos than her, but, and then following that, we had Envy Young cutting a promo about MJ Jenkins, who he's facing next, and how he's going to destroy her and remind everyone why he's the man in Saints Pro Wrestling. And then, after he finishes promo, he walks through the curtains and makes his entrance for his match. The crowd was white hot after that, and the segment rating was 59. So we're back to prime Envy Young promos. We're back. Maybe Miyu Momono there is kind of lighting that spark back for Envy Young to earn back his place as the franchise player of this company. See, Envy Young really enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and perform well. Good. And the angle got the crowd hotter. I mean, look at this rating. Yeah, it definitely did get the crowd hotter. And here we go. And about that had superb wrestling and great heat. Envy Young defeated MJ Jenkins in 14 minutes and 53 seconds by pinfall following interference from Chris Danger. Because as you know, Chris Danger and his client Brittany Blake are still feuding with MJ Jenkins. And they don't want to stop. The match was designed so that the wrestlers could go out and try to steal the show. And they sure did. The crowd heat at the end very hot. The wrestling rating 49, crowd rating 27, and the overall segment rating 57. Envy Young had an in-ring performance of 61, and MJ Jenkins had one of 37. And the crowd was buzzing because of that match. But yeah, great job, you two. Especially Envy Young. And oh my god, yep, overall rating 52. If this isn't like the highest rated any of our shows have been so far, it's definitely up there. Sadly, we didn't sell out, but 124 people is nothing to sneeze at. But yeah, only one segment below 40 the whole show. And yes, the show increased our popularity in one region. I expected it to, but dude, that's such a great rating, man. Like, if it's not our highest rated show, it's definitely up there, and we haven't been able to come close in a long time. You know what? Let's praise MJ Jenkins just to get her morale up, and Chris Danger just to get their morales up. The ticket sales, 1,116. You made 124 on merchandise, and then overall profit, $220. So at least we're still making money, and we're still at 15, but we just leveled up to 15, so I didn't expect the number to go back up that quickly anyway. And Flores gave the locker room a lift as she unveiled a series of spot impressions of some of her colleagues. Good job. She's really trying to make up for the previous incident, huh? Billy Gibson has been getting ribbed a little because of how much he has started being influenced by Space Monkey. He's been taking on some of his mannerisms. That's interesting. Apparently, Billy Waterman and Space Monkey have bonded recently. Oh, the rookies really like Space Monkey. Alright, let's inspire the whole locker room. And then let's start booking this show. And our opening contest, we have a bout that had superb wrestling and great crowd heat, where Miyu Momono defeated Brittany Blake in 15 minutes and 8 seconds by pinfall with a drop kick. And the match was designed that the wrestler can go out and steal the show. And boy, did they do that. Chris Danger tried to interfere, but MJ Jenkins ran down the ramp and was able to chase him away, allowing Miyu Momono to get the win against Brittany Blake. The crowd at the end was hot and rising. The wrestling rating was 58, crowd rating 26, and the overall segment rating 65. I think this is the highest rated match of the company, because oh my god, Miyu Momono had an in-ring performance of 72, while Brittany Blake had an in-ring performance of 43. Man, I really should have had this main event. Miyu Momono and Brittany Blake had pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match. Chris Danger did some good work at ringside, and of course Miyu Momono still has a strong connection with the young female demographic who liked her winning. This match had the crowd buzzing, got the show off to a strong start. So great job, ladies. And following that, we had a bout that had good wrestling but didn't have much heat, where Lulu Pencil managed to defeat Bailey Waterman in 7 minutes and 18 seconds by pinfall after reversing a suplex into a roll-up. So good for for her. Yeah, see, the crowd was still white hot. Wrestling rating was 33. Crowd rating was 5. Damn. Yeah, segment rating was 33. Not the worst. I do want to keep getting the rookies on the show to get them reps. If they're just jobbing to mid-carders, I want them to get reps because that's the only way they're going to get better. Lulu Pencil had an in-ring performance of 32, while Bailey Waterman had an in-ring performance of 35. Yeah, I think Bailey Waterman's easily the best of the rookie crop we have, but I do want the other rookies to also get reps as well as him. Following that, we cut backstage where we had Chris Danger cutting a promo, ranting about MJ Jenkins coming down there, while Brittany Blake is still exhausted from the match she just had. Chris Danger didn't do well without a script to follow, and his gimmick is getting stale. Huh. Shit, we might have to change his gimmick then. See, the crowd was still very hot at the end, but the segment rating got a 29. Oof. Following that, we had a wild brawl that had superb wrestling and great heat, where Envy Young defeated Laney Luck in 12 minutes and 54 seconds by pinfall after Danny D'Amato interfered in the match. The crowd was very hot. The wrestling rating was 45. That's still good. Crowd rating was 25 and segment rating was 45. Pretty good. Emmy Young had an in-ring performance of 58, while Laney Luck had one of 31. I thought she would have done a bit worse considering her brawling skills aren't that high. Good job. Danny D'Amato interfered, so we're gonna get more out of that feud, but good job with these guys. Probably should not have had this go last. The overall rating was 46, so that's still very good. I'm not gonna act like that's bad, but it was definitely carried by the opening match. But to give credit where credit's due, the worst part was the Chris Danger promo, not Lulu Pencil versus one of the rookies. The show increased their popularity in one region. Of course it did. I mean, of course it did. It's gonna keep doing that, but 46 is still a good rating. Rest of the locker room. You know what? Let's compliment Bailey Waterman and Aurora Prophet was only 93. Fuck. Popularity, yep, still at 15. In the month of February, we were able to make a total of $2,503 for our total profit. Ticket sales went down from the previous month, but we had 2 shows this month instead of 3. Same with the sponsorship. Merchandise, still going strong. We spent less money on workers than the previous month, but we spent less on show costs as well, and marketing and production. Taxes went down a bit. Overall, the money is increasing since we've been doing our bi-weekly shows. I'm gonna end the episode here. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. How do you guys feel about the bi-weekly shows? Any other tips and tricks for Local to Global Challenge? I'm Spring Tigress, and I'm signing out.